Welcome back to Ferris Sports Update. Time to check in with the Bulldog men's golf team, and with us is junior Ben Cook. And Ben, first of all, welcome to the show.
Thank you.
I know it's been a strong start to the outdoor season here this spring for the Bulldogs. Just talk about the team success you've had here so far, and what some of the goals are this spring for the Bulldogs.
All right, so for the first tournament, we took, I think, 4th, and that was at Boone Links. It was just kind of a good start to the year, kind of got everything rolling. It was pick, clean, and place everywhere, so you got to hand on the ball, which makes it easier. But it was good. It was a good start for us. Second tournament was at Otter Creek. We took, oh boy, I don't even remember. Do you know?
Not offhand, but I know the Bulldogs are continuing to build here this spring.
3rd or 4th, maybe? I don't know. Pretty close up to the top again. I ended up winning that one, which was pretty good for me. I mean, I was happy with it. But and then this last week we took 10th, but we only lost to first place by 8 strokes. So there's a lot of teams like right up there and like bunched at the top. But
I know this past weekend you mentioned a regional event.
Yeah.
Talk about your performance, just one stroke out of earning medalist honors.
Yeah. I lost by 1, which is unfortunate, but it was kind of a different tournament because we got rained out the first day. We only ended up playing 10 holes. At least my group got 10 holes in. And then we finished playing 26 holes the second day. But I shot 70-70, which was pretty good. I mean, that was even par for the tournament because they had to make one of the par 4s into a par 3 because the fairway was so wet. They didn't want us hitting into it. But
I know this time of year with the weather, always battling not only the other competitors, but certainly the course conditions and the weather as well.
Yeah, exactly. Like I said, the first day it was really nice until about 6 holes in, and then the rain came and it dropped probably 20 degrees and it got really cold and windy. But I mean, that's stuff you have to deal with golf. You just kind of have to battle through it and keep playing.
I know you mentioned the team is as a team you finished 10th overall, but
Yep.
a large field, nearly 30 teams, and
Yeah.
a lot of teams you're going to face later on here in the region.
Yeah, we'll have another regional this next week, so we'll play a lot of the same teams then too. So.
Talk about this coming week, the course that you're going to play at this coming week, and what you expect out of this next regional event.
Yeah, there'll be probably close to 30 teams again. Well, it's at Purgatory, which we've played there in the past couple years, so we're pretty familiar with it. A lot of the guys have played there before. It's more of a link style course, so you have to deal with the wind, and which comes into play, but it should be good. I'm excited. We'll have a lot of practice this week since the course finally opened, so we'll hopefully be ready.
That's always a positive. I know you've been around the Bulldog program for some time here. Talk about how your game's changed here on the college level from your freshman year to where you are now.
Oh boy. Freshman year, I've fortunately been able to play in all of my collegiate events since I was a freshman, which is kind of rare for, I guess, our program. But I've been fortunate enough to do that. Freshman year, I feel like I was a decent player and kind of struggled with the short game a little bit, and progressively on, I feel like I've worked on it and gotten better and better until what I am now, I guess. But
I know you mentioned the Bulldog program, 12 straight NCAA tournament appearances. What does it take this spring to make it 13 in a row for the Bulldogs?
To make super regionals, is that what you mean? Yeah, I think we're right on the bubble right now, but we had a pretty strong finish last weekend, and then if we finish within the top 10 again this weekend, we should make it for sure. So,
as you look at the schedule, what are some of the big tournaments that you really point to through the year? I know the season starts in the fall, the GLIAC championships in the fall, but the NCAA championships are in the spring. How does that work in golf?
Well, it's just like a cumulative, like you get ranked through how well you play at each event, and then the regionals are like the big events because you play against so many teams that you would potentially play in the super regional. And so if you play well enough and you are ranked within the top 10 in your region, then you make the super regionals, and then if you make the top 4 or 5, depending on how many get to make it to nationals out of that tournament, then you make the national tournament, which is our big goal, I guess, for this year.
I know your big goal, what does it take for the Bulldogs to reach that goal? What are some of the things you work on every day to try to reach that goal?
Coach has us doing a lot of short game stuff, just a lot of putting, a lot of chipping, which is huge. Just getting up and down is the biggest thing around the greens. Just kind of staying focused with every shot at the tournaments, just kind of staying with everything and playing your best.
Certainly a strong competition in this region, as it is on a yearly basis. Strong competition in the GLIAC. Who are some of the top challengers as you look towards the postseason?
In our region, like this last weekend, Indy won. They're pretty good. They got a good team this year. Grand Valley won last weekend, so they're doing pretty well as well. Let's see here. There's a lot of teams that are right up there, so we just kind of, I think we're good enough too. But
talk about some of the other guys on the team. What type of relationship you have with them? Golf, kind of like the last segment we had on track, kind of an individual sport, but yet still a team aspect involved in it.
Yeah, I mean, all of us guys, we get along really well. I mean, the van rides really bring us together, which is kind of weird to say, but I mean, it's 8 hours in a van down to every tournament, it seems like, and just a lot of bonding, and you just have a lot of fun with each other, play a lot of golf together, and yeah, I don't know.
You mentioned those van rides, obviously. Here in Michigan in the spring, weather always an issue. A lot of your tournaments, you travel south, Ohio, Indiana, to play it in a lot of different courses.
Yeah, I mean, none of them are unfortunately in Michigan, so my parents don't really like that, but yeah, just traveling further down south to potentially get better weather, but I don't know, it's stuff you got to deal with again. But
I know you're from the Grand Rapids area.
Yeah.
Talk about why you chose Ferris State and what you've experienced here over your time with the Bulldogs.
Well, yeah, like you said, I'm just from Caledonia, which is just south of Grand Rapids, but I chose Ferris because of the PGM program. I wanted to pursue golf as a career, so that was my big reasoning. And then I talked to Coach, and we kind of worked it out that I could play on the team as well as being in the program, so it was a win-win. So.
Where do you hope to go with that PGM degree and in terms of your golf career, and what would you like to do?
Well, I still got a couple more years, so we'll kind of see potentially how I do, and then if I want to try to pursue golf and keep playing at the professional level. But if not, with the PGM degree, I might get into either coaching, maybe become a college coach myself, or get into teaching, just give golf lessons and stuff like that. So.
I know we talked about some of your success here individually, winning the medalist honor, just missing out on it this past weekend.
Yeah.
Certainly has to give you some confidence here going into these final tournaments of the spring.
Yeah, definitely. It's really, helped me to think that I can do it. It gives you confidence to be like, yeah, I am one of the better players in the region, which is really nice. And a lot of the other players on the team are getting their swings back and starting to play well too, which is what we need.
Well, Ben, thanks so much for being with us here today. Best of luck to the Bulldogs as you get ready to wrap up the season here over the next month.
Thank you.
That's going to do it for another episode of Ferris Sports Update. Reminder, you can follow all the action, get all the results online at ferrisstatebulldogs.com. Have a great week.